Yo, Wagwan guys, Gemini there again, back with another banger video. Today's video is a good one. It's actually a great one. I will be sharing you 5 amazing tips and tricks that you could use to gain advantage against your enemies on the battlefield in Warzone Mobile. Let's get straight into it. Number 1 is make sure you have a good device to play on. This game is in beta currently, so you want to make sure that you have like a powerful device to run the game smoothly and efficiently. You're always going to face universal bugs and glitches that everyone is having, but you always want to make sure that you have a good device so you face less of the issues that you would face while having a medium to lower end device. My device that I'm currently using is a Red Magic 7S Pro with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset, but I would recommend anyone getting an Android device to get a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset or a MediaTek Dimensity 9000, whatever above that number. Or if you're using an iPhone, I would recommend getting the latest A series chip, like the A16, A17 Bionic, or the A17 Pro that comes with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So yeah, that's number 1. You always want to make sure you have a good device, or else you're not gonna fare well against persons playing on an iPad with a powerful chipset and like good graphics. So you want to make sure that you have the best chipset to get good graphics and also stable FPS. That's for certain in this game. Number 2 is also a most important one. Playing on a cool device is always the best thing to do, especially with Warzone Mobile not being fully optimized yet for every device. Now in its current stage, in its current version, it overheats even the high-end devices that comes with built-in cooler like my phone. It still overheats it, so I have to use a phone cooler. I'm currently using the Black Shark Phone Cooler Pro 2. It has a cool little software that comes with it, a cool little app that comes with it that you can control the speed of the fan, how cool the phone gets, and also shows the temperature in real time. Also, it shows the temperature in real time on a little screen right here, and it's RGB lit. You can control the RGB with the app as well. Like, playing with a phone cooler is very essential on every device because you don't want to damage your CPU or GPU or damage your phone in general, or even your battery. And also you want to make sure your environment that you're playing in is also cool as well. I'm using a fan currently, but for most persons I would recommend using an AC. For those who live in like cool areas of the world or cool regions, then playing with less heat is also good because you don't want the phone to overheat and explode in your hand. And on that note, if you have a phone like mine that comes with the charge separation feature or bypass charging, which basically allows the phone to draw direct power from the power source or the power brick and not from the battery itself, when using the phone for extended periods or playing games on maximum performance, especially with my phone that I play on Diablo mode, which is the maximum performance, is basically overclocking the GPU and CPU. It literally puts out a lot of heat, so I have to control that heat using a phone cooler, built-in phone cooler, and also an external fan to cool myself and my environment that I'm playing in. In general, it's a key factor in playing games, and it's also a very key factor in playing Warzone Mobile, which is not really that optimized. Third on the list, and I think that everyone does this, is using finger sleeves, or for my instance, thumb sleeves. I use both thumb sleeves sometimes, but since I've been playing on the Red Magic and playing Warzone Mobile, which thumb sleeves for me limits my touch sample rate, my point of contact on the screen. I only play with thumb sleeves on the left finger. It's showing right on the screen, that's because the camera is flipped, but it's on the left thumb. I only play on the left thumb, which is my movement thumb, because I like to have a smooth glide on at least one of my fingers, and I use my bare thumb for aiming, and it works for me. But sometimes I like to use thumb sleeves on both thumbs, to get maximum performance. So it's always good, and you also want to make sure that you get a high quality thumb sleeves. I would recommend the MGC mobile thumb sleeves. It's a mobile gaming company that sell thumb sleeves. SXC thumb sleeves, which are Jokesters thumb sleeves, or the Razer thumb sleeves, which are really great. I would recommend those. Razer thumb sleeves they're so good. Like, they're actually top tier. So I would recommend those 3, and if you want to choose anyone you want to choose, but for maximum performance, I recommend those because those actually have the best quality and last a little longer. And also, with that being said, you want to make sure practice your aim and your movement on small, fast-paced maps like Shoot the Ship. Mainly Shipment, because it's, as I said, fast-paced and chaotic. So you're always going to snap from player to player, from enemy to enemy and you're gonna have to have like insane quick movement. So it's good to practice your aim and also your movement in that map, because it helps to transition over to bigger maps like the battle royale section, where you're in close quarter combat, you know, and you have to outplay a bunch of enemies. You want to practice your maneuvering. In this game, you basically want to have the snake-like movement to escape from your enemies, especially when a full squad is pushing you. You want to make sure that you can be able to get away, play it up, and actually take out the full squad and flex on your teammates. So fourth, this is also a very important one that I see a lot of persons failing on, is using a good headset or headphones or whatever you want to use. Use a good headset, guys. Use your headphone, guys. You're playing a battle royale game and the audio in this game isn't really that great sometimes, so you want to make sure you're able to hear your enemy's footsteps from afar away, audio cues, reloading, persons throwing grenades, cooking a grenade to throw. All that is very important in how you survive on the battlefield. Trust me. It's also important in determining how many enemies are pushing you, and also important in helping you to clutch up a match. A lot of campers use very good headsets. Trust me, they use very good headsets, so you won't even know where they are, because they're gonna sit there and they know exactly how many of you are pushing and where you are. So in order for you to at least survive and clutch up on a battlefield or survive a full squad pushing you, make sure you have a good headset, please. I'm tired of playing with teammates that don't have headsets, and don't communicate. So that's one of the things also. You need to communicate with your teammates effectively. So it's always good to have a good headset and using Discord and whatever to communicate. So that's a fourth one, and it's a key one that I feel like a lot of persons don't do. They just play with their phone speakers. It's not going to work like that. You want to compete versus the top tier players or survive this battlefield. These are tips and tricks that you need to practice. Fifth and finally not the least, use smaller and darker skin or darker characters. Smaller build characters and darker characters. I'm going to expound on that to let you understand what I'm saying. Smaller build characters, though having the same hitbox as the larger build characters, they give this perception that they're harder to hit, especially when strafing, and like movement overall, strafing, diving and all that. It gives this perception that they're harder to hit because they're smaller. And for darker skins or darker characters, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Majority of the parts of the map on Verdansk, in buildings and so on, have very dark areas, so it's harder to spot enemies, especially on such a low FOV. It's harder to spot enemies that are wearing darker skins. Even with the lighting improvements, you still have areas which are dark on the map, and if persons sit there and wait on you, they're gonna get the advantage, because if they get first shot off or first few shot off, then most likely they're gonna win the gunfight. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, they're harder to spot. They're harder to spot in the dark, and in general, they're harder to hit. Smaller skins, they're harder to hit. Like for example, I would recommend using the CDL skins, whether it be the CDL ranked skins or the CDL skins, the Call of Duty League skins itself, which are darker in color, and also the Evil Groot, we like to call it the Evil Groot skin. That's a very OP skin. Even though they did nerf it a bit, it's still OP because it's basically a see-through skin. So it comes in the battle pass, so you don't need to purchase it, spend a lot of money. It comes in the battle pass, so that's also something that you need to take into consideration when playing this game. It's a very neat little trick, it's kind of ratty, but like I said, if you're going up against the highest level of competition, especially in these custom matches that we play on a daily basis, you're going to want to have every advantage as much as possible. And these are 5 important tips that I can give you. There are more, but I compile the 5 important ones, are the main ones that I feel like persons need to practice in order to gain some advantage. As you go along, you're going to develop certain skills that will help you also, but I feel like these are the most important. So if you guys enjoyed this video, which I know you would, and if this video was helpful for you guys, which I know it is, please go ahead, leave a like, and also subscribe. You have yourself a wonderful rest of the day. Take care of yourself, take care of your family. Peace.
Got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. Remaining. Keep it up.
Didn't even get up there.
Only 5 left. Got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. Gas is closing in.
Oh no! Fuck! I might die, bro.
Got gas inbound.
Dude! Oh my god, I got 3 of them!